We live in a world obsessed with identity, a world that says, find yourself, be yourself, love yourself. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Most of us don't know who that self really is. And deep down, we're scared to find out. Because knowing yourself, it's not some peaceful candlelit journey. It's a demolition. It's watching the masks fall off one by one and realizing you were the one who glued them on in the first place. There's a part of you that smiles in crowds, laughs at things that aren't funny, agrees to things you don't believe in. A part of you that adjusts, conforms, adapts, not out of kindness, but survival. Carl Jung called this the persona. The social mask we wear to be accepted, loved, seen. It's not fake, but it's not the whole truth either. And the longer we wear the mask, the harder it becomes to tell where it ends. And we begin. So what happens when the real you starts knocking? You feel it. In the quiet moments, when no one's watching, when the applause fades. That small voice that whispers, something's missing. That's not emptiness. That's the buried self trying to surface. But the self isn't just made of light. It's made of shadow too. The shadow self. The side of you that's angry, jealous. The part that wants revenge, that lies, that feels pleasure in someone else's failure. You pretend it's not there. You wear a smile. You say, I'm a good person. You say, I don't judge. But the truth is, you do. We all do. Not because we're bad, but because we're human. And the shadow isn't evil. It's just unacknowledged. You can't heal what you won't face. You can't grow from what you refuse to see. So instead of integrating the shadow, most people project it. They point fingers. They blame others for what they hate in themselves. Someone's too loud. Maybe you've silenced yourself too long. Someone's arrogant. Maybe you crave the confidence you never felt allowed to have. Projection is a mirror, but we think it's a window. And here's where philosophy meets real life. Socrates said, know thyself. But knowing yourself isn't just about discovering what you like. It's about understanding what you fear, what you avoid, what makes your stomach twist with guilt or shame. To know yourself is to walk into the fire, not as punishment, but purification. Truth will burn. It will unravel who you thought you were. But in the ashes, you'll find something unshakable, not a curated identity. You, raw, honest, and whole. Most people stay asleep, not because they're lazy, but because waking up is painful. The dream is comforting. The illusions are cozy. The echo chamber is warm. But if you want to grow, really grow, you have to let go of the comfort that's killing you. You have to lose who you think you are. Become who you were always meant to be. This path isn't for everyone. Self-awareness sounds nice until it confronts your ego, until it reveals that the victimhood you wear like armor has become a prison, that the story you keep telling yourself is just a distraction from taking responsibility, that the love you beg others to give you can only be created from within. It's easier to blame, to distract, to scroll, to consume content that feeds the mask, instead of feeding the soul. But here's the invitation. Turn inward. Sit with your discomfort. Watch your defensiveness. Observe your habits. And ask yourself, who am I? When no one's looking, what do I avoid? That might actually set me free, because real freedom doesn't come from escaping your pain. It comes from understanding it, looking it in the eye, and saying, I'm not afraid of you anymore. This isn't about fixing yourself. You're not broken, but you are buried under years of roles, labels, trauma, and expectations. Peeling that back, that's the real work. That's the revolution. And it's not glamorous. It won't get applause. You won't get a certificate that says, congratulations, you found your soul. But you'll feel it. The quiet peace, the grounded clarity, the sense that finally you're home, not because you found something outside of you, but because you stopped running from what was always there. Because the moment you stop hiding from yourself is the moment you finally meet yourself.
If this made you pause, if you're drawn to deeper truths and quiet strength, then you're in the right place. Like, subscribe, and keep exploring with us. See you in the next one.